Love, love will tear us apart again. Love, love will tear us apart again. Why is the bedroom so cold? Turned away on.
So, as a worldly person, what are some of the advantages of being married to a Jehovah Witness, a born-in Jehovah Witness? For one, you will save money by avoiding holidays, birthdays, and social obligations. You can imagine the savings in monetary funds that you could acquire by avoiding all the unnecessary social obligations or get-togethers. But in reality, that's somewhat of a miserable way to live and treat your other relatives that are not witnesses. Where's the compassion in that? Family gatherings by mixed religious belief relatives will be diminished considerably if the whole family turns to becoming witnesses. You will lose contact with the rest of your family that do not share in your newfound belief. Not true in my case, since I don't believe in the JW dogma, so I keep in contact with all my family and we do go to their social gatherings. As far as saving money on birthday gifts or Christmas gifts or stuff like that, it's small in comparison. If anything, it's just a gesture of goodwill towards your family and friends. Another advantage would be you don't have to worry about their medical needs, because there will be a hospital committee holding a vigil to monitor and advise in all medical needs to your Jehovah Witness spouse. In reality, that's a disadvantage because your spouse will have a powers of attorney to take away your ability to make medical decisions on their behalf. The marriage contract between you and your wife as the core family unit is broken by your spouse giving away that special power of your spouse to have medical decisions made on their behalf in case they were incapacitated, by a group of non-family members upholding the JW dogma of whatever the no blood issue, organ transplant maybes, or just there to monitor that that particular JW member is adhering to Watchtower policy of the no blood issue. And you have no say as to counteract their meddling in your personal affairs with you and your loved ones. Another advantage that you might come across is that the Jehovah Witnesses will no longer knock on your door. In reality, they will still continue to knock on your door. Where do you think they're going to go for their bathroom breaks while they go from neighborhood to neighborhood? If your house is in the middle of their territory, they're going to pass by and ask to use your bathroom. And that happened to us quite a while. And it doesn't happen anymore because my wife's standing within the church has diminished. I think I explained in another video that I believe that she is marked, either sanctioned officially or unofficially. In my belief, I think it's unofficially between the rumor gossip mill between the JWs that pretty much put a scarlet letter upon my wife because of my in-laws that pretty much defamed her character within the local congregation. So fortunately for that particular situation, they no longer stop by our house to make a bathroom break. In all seriousness, I don't think there is an advantage for being married to a Jehovah Witness. There is going to be a lot of confrontation between both spouses, the non-JW and the JW. There's going to be a lot of arguments and a lot of compromise between both parts of the family. Like I said, there really isn't no real advantage to being married to a Jehovah Witness. If you're looking for a virtuous spouse, pious, virtuous spouse. The Jehovah Witnesses does not have a monopoly on that trait. When I first married my wife, I knew she was a good person, kind-hearted, and really nice person in general, fun to be with. And being a JW really didn't bring that out of her. She was already that naturally by nature. I don't think the JW sort of dogma or upbringing has helped her in that particular category there. It may have to some extent or the other, but in reality, it gave her a sort of standoffish attitude towards worldly people. But she still has a big enough heart to go ahead and marry me regardless. Thought some redeeming characteristics in my character, I guess. But it's all not that bad. The Jehovah Witness interference is actually just 5% of our whole relationship. The rest of the 95% of our time together is, I would say, a pretty good, matchup, and we still love each other despite our differences. And it's just a bit more work to keep it in that particular, standing between us. The only obstruction that we have in our lives is both our stubbornness to not give within our, religious beliefs or personal beliefs in religious, and how we, go back and forth within that particular subject there. So this was an attempt for me to make, a lighthearted take on this whole Jehovah Witness marriage thing, because there's so much at risk as far as, you look at any aspect in our marriage. I mean, everything is stained by the Jehovah Witness religion as far as the blood issue, women not having a supporting role or leadership role in the organization, the constant lying from the Watchtower organization with, do as I say, not as I do sort of mentality, and just the high control aspect of the organization that really puts the thumb screws down hard on our marriage. Despite our differences between our religious beliefs, or lack of in my case, and the high control group of the Jehovah Witnesses constantly interfering with every aspect in our sort of relationship to some certain extent or the other, we still keep together, I think, in good standings and good, we still get along. We still joke around. She's still the same woman that I married some almost 2 decades ago. But like I said, only 5% of that time, when we do get deep in conversation about, religion and this and that and how to raise our children, the Jehovah Witness dogma rears its ugly head into our affairs that shouldn't be their concern in the first place, though they would tell you differently. It's not all doom and gloom, but it takes a good, maybe sense of humor to just laugh it off for a little bit and kind of declaw the oppressive sort of hold that the Jehovah Witness have on many families, and even mixed families religiously, like in our case here. But I'm just here to tell you that it's all not that bad. I mean, you could endure it and come back stronger by fighting smarter about the whole thing. And so I truly do believe that there is hope for us, at least in my situation and my experience here, our relationship that we got here as a married couple. We at least have to stay together until the kids are old enough to fend for themselves, in my opinion. At this point, I think I still need to be present until they are able to make a sound, critical decision on what path that the kids wants to take, whether to go through the JW side or to something else. You know my take on this. Something else is way better than the road of hardship and disappointment going through the JW dogma and religion. Because in my eyes, I believe I have to stay strong and together with my wife now as a whole unit for them, so they could see a outside source example of what it is not to be a Jehovah Witness, to have the critical thinking skills to question authority, all authority, whether it be Caesar's laws, like the Jehovah Witnesses claim to have to abide by temporarily until the new system comes, if you believe that, or question the JW dogma. And luckily, with the internet, the information age that we have now, but if you question the dogma or you don't believe, it doesn't really matter. So that particular way of thinking or critical thinking is what I want to instill in my kids, together with my wife, so they can make an educated decision on what they want to do later on. It sounds like I'm in it for the kids only. No, I'm in it for my wife as well. Like I said, I think we still have a pretty good relationship going, and I support her in every way. And I'm patient in every way. I got nothing but time, and I can use my time wisely in making my wife's life a bit easier and better for her, I hope, even if she decides not to leave the religion or whatever. I don't want to make her leave the religion. I'm not making her do anything. I'm just presenting a difference of opinion and presenting the facts that's in print. And I can tell you that she's really not receptive to it at all. The JW control and the diversion of conflicts and everything from her and everything that like she was trained to do is very strong. So I don't know if she'll ever snap out of it. But I'm there with the kids. The kids are seeing this drama unfold. And even though they're really, really young, they are really, really smart to pick up on the subtle conversations that we have about the whole situation. So I'm there for the kids mostly because I think I have a chance with them. As a matter of fact, I do know I have a chance with them. They're a bunch of firecrackers for sure. They do question authority, so sometimes they'll question my authority quite a bit. But hey, that's what happens to dads. It doesn't sound like a message of encouragement. It's definitely an uphill battle on an ice block with grease on it, but it's still a worthwhile endeavor to take, as far as I'm concerned, from my take of things and from what I'm experiencing. Like I said, I got nothing but time, and this is my project. This is my life's work. The Watchtower, they're really pissing me off with their passive aggressiveness. That's okay. I'm allowed to get angry, but it's also something for me to take that anger, flip it around, and play the game by their rules, beat them at their own game. And that's what I'm attempting to do. So for those of you guys out there that are married to a Jehovah Witness, you guys get the joke, and it's true and everything like that, but hang in there. And if you love that person strong enough, this is just a small battle that you have to take on to win the war for their hearts. And that's the bottom line right there.